$50,000?
So Tamar gave me money for my down payment in 2018. She gave me $35,000. I have receipts. It was absolutely a gift. And it wasn't that I approached her. She said, but I want to help you get your house. And I was like, okay. And that's just something that we used.
The Braxton family has found itself at the center of yet another very public falling out. And this time, it might genuinely be the most intense situation they've ever had unfold in front of an audience. What was meant to be a fresh chapter for the sisters, a new beginning after years of pain and loss, has quietly unraveled into something far messier. Non-stop tension, pointed accusations, emotional breakdowns, and long-buried resentment that has finally pushed its way to the surface.
Toni Braxton, I got Toni Braxton.
No, Toni Braxton ain't never had your back.
I got Toni Braxton.
That is the catalyst of why me and my sisters have not been able to get along.
The latest season of The Braxtons on WeTV started out feeling like a genuine attempt at reconnection and healing. But what viewers actually got was something else entirely. Cheating allegations, financial disputes, betrayal claims, explosive screaming matches, and even talk of physical confrontations slowly swallowing the family dynamic whole. And then came one of the most uncomfortable moments of the entire season. Toni completely blindsided viewers when she accused Tamar of allegedly sleeping with one of her former boyfriends. And Tamar was not about to let that slide quietly.
Tony's. You slept with them
Oh,
a few times.
Who? What man?
You not get the lead.
Dirty low-down ass bitch.
Oh, you're such a liar. Such a liar.
Man, he said he Towanda.
You know that's
Wanda was actually the one who had a connection to Toni's man the entire time. The argument escalated quickly, and you could feel the tension tightening around that table with every passing second. Then, Tamar shifted the conversation toward money and started laying out every way she claims to have financially supported Towanda over the years. She even alleged that she was the reason Towanda was able to get into her home in the first place. That one comment completely changed the energy in the room. Everyone went quiet because it was clear this went far deeper than a typical sibling disagreement. This felt like years of anger, jealousy, and unresolved pain finally breaking through the surface. But Tamar still wasn't done. She also accused Towanda of allegedly taking her credit cards. And the most striking part? Towanda never fully denied it. Rather than shutting the accusation down directly, she got emotional and tried to defend herself, and viewers caught that immediately. Once clips hit the internet, the reactions came flooding in. One viewer wrote that it's always the person who borrowed money who ends up angry at the one who gave it. Another simply said the family is beyond dysfunctional. From there, social media started digging deeper into the family dynamic. Many fans began pointing out that Towanda may have spent years feeling overshadowed by both Toni and Tamar's success. Toni became the massive global star of the family. Tamar managed to turn her reality TV exposure into her own entertainment career and a strong public presence. Towanda, meanwhile, was often seen as the quieter one in the background, showing up during emotional moments and family conflicts, but rarely receiving the same level of recognition or praise. A lot of viewers believe that quiet frustration may have been building behind the scenes for years. Not necessarily jealousy, but more a feeling of being consistently overlooked in a family where fame and spotlight always seemed to belong to someone else. And before the family could even begin to settle from that fallout, another explosive moment hit during the newest episode. This time, the tension erupted between Tamar and Toni in a confrontation that spiraled fast. It reportedly started after Toni told Tamar she owed the family an apology, but Tamar refused to back down. Instead, she fired back and said the rest of the sisters owed her apologies too. From that point, the entire conversation went off the rails. Tamar was yelling while Toni kept warning her not to push things too far. You could see Toni working hard to stay composed, but the energy in that room was already beyond anyone's control. Trina stepped in hoping to bring things down, but that only added more chaos. Tamar pushed past her, shouting that nobody should be putting their hands on her, and the screaming kept intensifying. Towanda eventually had to physically hold Toni back while everyone talked over each other at once. At that point, it stopped looking like a family conversation and started looking like years of bottled-up pain finally detonating all at once. The energy got so out of hand that Towanda actually shouted that someone should call the police. Viewers were stunned. Nobody expected it to reach that level. But just when it seemed like things couldn't get more chaotic, Tamar pulled their niece Ashley into the middle of everything, and that opened a new wave of controversy online. For anyone who missed it, Ashley had previously taken to social media, posting videos making serious accusations about the family. Blogs started reposting the clips everywhere. Fans flooded the comments, and it quickly became another major Braxton family controversy overnight. Then Tamar made things even more explosive by revealing that Ashley would be appearing on her podcast. That decision reportedly upset several family members immediately. One sister admitted she never thought it was a smart move, but Tamar stood firmly behind it. "I wanted her to come to a safe place to tell her story." Tamar made clear she felt frustrated and misunderstood because from where she stood, she was simply giving Ashley a platform to speak and was being attacked for it. But things reportedly spiraled fast after that. Tamar claimed that people allegedly started interfering with her business behind the scenes shortly after Ashley was booked for the podcast. Then she brought up receiving a cease and desist letter, and you could see that hit her hard emotionally. She kept emphasizing that the legal paperwork arrived before Ashley had even officially appeared on the podcast, which left her feeling completely blindsided. Meanwhile, another sister strongly denied any involvement with the letter and pointed out her name wasn't attached to it anywhere. But by then, the trust between everyone already felt broken. For Tamar, it wasn't just about the legal situation anymore. She felt like nobody in the family had publicly stood up for her while the social media chaos was spiraling out of control. That's when the conversation between her and Toni became far more personal and painful than viewers anticipated. Toni looked genuinely exhausted and told Tamar that the constant public drama was hurting the family more than anyone wanted to acknowledge. But Tamar wasn't having it. She fired back, saying she was tired of always being treated like the problem every time conflict surfaced. The conversation grew even more emotional when Tamar started pulling up old situations from years ago, things she clearly never fully moved past. You could see the frustration building as she talked about feeling unsupported, judged, and blamed during some of the hardest periods of her life. Toni kept trying to stay calm, but her facial expressions told viewers everything they needed to know. At one point, the room got so tense that nobody even knew what to say. Everyone just sat there watching emotions boil over in real time. Fans immediately started picking sides after the episode aired. Some defended Tamar for finally speaking openly about years of hurt. Others felt her approach only pushed the family further apart. People also started revisiting older interviews and past clips, pointing out moments where the tension between the sisters had been visible long before this season's blow-ups. Online conversations quickly turned into debates about favoritism, loyalty, fame, and whether the pressure of reality TV has quietly damaged these relationships over time. Many viewers also commented on how emotionally drained Toni looked throughout the confrontation, noting that she seemed tired of constantly being placed in the middle whenever things spiral. At the same time, people pointed out just how raw and emotional Tamar appeared, especially when talking about feeling unsupported by the people closest to her. Now fans are left wondering whether this family can truly move forward together, or whether the cracks between the sisters have simply grown too deep to ignore. As more clips from the season continued circulating, viewers began recognizing that this tension didn't appear out of nowhere. Many believe the family has been carrying unresolved issues for years, and that this season simply became the moment everything finally hit a breaking point on camera. People also noted how different the sisters seem now compared to the earlier days of their show. Back then, even the arguments carried moments of humor, and the family could find their way back to each other. Now the energy feels heavier, more personal, and far more emotionally loaded. Every disagreement seems connected to old wounds that were never fully healed. The situation also sparked broader conversations online about fame, family pressure, and what happens when private pain plays out publicly for years on end. Many viewers said the constant spotlight may have actually made it harder for the sisters to heal, because every argument instantly becomes internet content and headline drama before anyone has a chance to breathe. Even through it all, fans are still holding out hope that the family can find peace and rebuild what's been broken. But after everything said and done this season, a lot of people believe that kind of repair is going to take far longer than anyone expected. And honestly, the moment Toni raised her voice, everything shifted immediately. She's typically seen as one of the steadier sisters, so when she reaches that level of frustration, everyone understands that things have gone somewhere they really shouldn't have gone. The room looked completely drained. Nobody could pull it back. The accusations involving money, relationship betrayal, and family loyalty are still being heavily debated across social media. Fans are still arguing who was right, who crossed the line, and whether these relationships can survive everything that has already been said publicly. But one thing viewers seem to agree on: the pain, the anger, and the emotional exhaustion inside this family feels very real. Watching the sisters scream at each other, make accusations on camera, and get pulled into confrontations that almost required police involvement has been genuinely difficult for longtime fans who remember when the Braxtons were known for something very different and showing up for each other no matter what.